Hello students, after having solved two model question papers released by the state board SSLC Karnataka, we are also solving a few problems which have been released by DDPI Davangere, which includes a few problems from 2019-20 and a few problems from the previous model papers and additional problems. We have already solved problems from various chapters which include trigonometry, quadratic equations, coordinate geometry, arithmetic progressions, and here we will solve a few problems from statistics. The first problem is during a medical checkup of 35 students of a given class, here is the list of students and the weight of the students given here. So less than 38 is 0, less than 40 kgs is 3, and so on. Draw less than type of ogive for the given data. So this is a 3-mark problem. Now here for the given data we need to draw a graph. So to draw a graph, what has to be done is, let me consider the weight along the x-axis. So I have 38, 40, and then 42, 44, 46, and so on. So I need to write the scale. So what do I write? The scale for x-axis, 1 centimeter equals 2 units, right? So each centimeter corresponds to 2 units. That means it corresponds to 2 kgs here. Now along the y-axis I have number of students. So let me begin with 3, 6, and so on all the way up to 35. So I begin with the first one, less than type ogive. So less than 38 kgs is 0. So here I have a point. So this point will be 38, 0. Next, less than 40 is going to be 3. So I get a point here. So this is 40, 3. And next, 42, 5. Less than 42 is 5. So I get a point here. And so on. And similarly 52, let's assume that 52 is somewhere here. So less than 52 I have all 35 students. So let's assume that this is 35 and 52. So I get 52, 35. And I need to join all of them. So you'll get a curve like this. So now you can see the graph on the screen. So make sure that you mark all the points, the x and the y coordinates, and join all of them. Right, as far as the scale is concerned, here y-axis equals 1 centimeter equals 3 units. So this is how you need to draw. Now moving on with the next problem. So given the production yield per hectare of 100 farms, it is farms, 100 farms of a village, draw a more than type ogive. So we have the production yield in kgs. So I have the production yield in kgs, and then you have the number of farms, right? So if the production yield is 50 to 55, the number of farms is 2, and then 55 to 60, it is 8, 60 to 65, it is 12. So now I need to draw a more than type ogive. So to draw more than type ogive, I need to have the data here. Now for example, more than 75, right? More than 75 to 80, you have how many farms? 16 farms. Now more than 70 to 75. Now more than 75 is 16, but more than 70 will definitely be 38 plus 16, because if a farm is producing 75 kgs, definitely it is more than 70, isn't it? So I need to add these two. So therefore I have 38 plus 16, so I get 54. Next, more than 65 to 70. So I need to add 54 plus 24. So I get 78. More than 60 to 65. So I need to add 78 plus 12, so we get 90. More than 55 to 60, you have 8 more, so it becomes 98, and more than 50 to 55, it is 98 plus 2, you get 100. So all the 100 farms produce the yield which is more than 50 kgs, definitely. But more than 75 is only 16, more than 70 is 54, and so on. So we need to draw a more than type ogive. So for this, what has to be done? You consider the graph. So along the x-axis, what do I consider? Along the x-axis, I consider the yield. So we begin with 50, then you have 55, then 60, 65, 70, 75, and along the y-axis we have number of farms. So since there are 100, let me divide it into 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and let this be 100, and you have 90, say. So the x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 5 units, but whereas y-axis 1 centimeter equals 10 units. So it is very important for us to mention the units. Now, how do I draw the graph here? Now more than 50, you have all the 100 farms. So 50 corresponds to 100 here. So 50 comma 100. Next, more than 55 is 98. So 55, 98 is here. 55, 98. Now what about 60? It corresponds to 90. So more than 60, you have 90 farms producing a yield more than 60. So this is 60 comma 90, and this is how the graph goes on reducing. So now you join the points, and finally you have 75. It corresponds to 16 somewhere here. So 75 comma 16, so you get the graph here. So now you can see the graph on the screen where all the points have been connected. So this is how you draw the graph. So make sure that you take the scale properly, because this is very important to consider the x-axis and y-axis. Take a suitable scale, 1 centimeter equal to number of units properly, so that you can draw the graph correctly. So let's move on with the other problem. So the third problem, we have the daily income of the workers. So I have daily income, and then we have number of workers. So daily income less than 100 is 0, less than 120 is 8, less than 140 is 20, less than 160 is 34, less than 180 is 44, and less than 200 is of course 50. So we don't have to add, because the cumulative values have already been given here. So we need to of course draw the less than type ogive. So now let me consider the graph. So along the x-axis you have the daily income. So I begin with 100, 120 and so on. So I have 100, 120 up to 200 here. And here along the y-axis number of workers. So let me take 5. 1 centimeter equals 5 units, or which represents 5 workers. So x-axis 1 centimeter equals 120. So 1 centimeter equals 20, and y-axis 1 centimeter equals 5 units. So less than 100 is 0. So we have a point here along the x-axis. So this is going to be 100 comma 0. Next, less than 120 is going to be 8. So I have 120 and 8 is here. So 120 comma 8. And similarly 200 will be 50. So you join the points, so you'll get a graph like this. So now you can see the graph on the screen. So this is how we draw the graph for the given data here. So moving on with the next problem. So find the mean for the given data. So to find the mean for the given data, I just need to add all of them, say xi divided by n. N happens to be the number of events. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, n is 6. So I add up all of them. When you add up, you get 36.8 So you get it as 6.134. So very simple problem. So now let's move on to a few other problems here. Find the mean. So the class interval is given, the frequency is given. So now to find xi, which happens to be the mid of the class interval, 15 plus 25 by 2, it is 20. Next, you keep on adding 10, you will get 30, 40, 50 and 60 here. Okay. So now to find the mean, first I need to find fi into xi. So multiply these two. So 6 into 20 will give me 120. 11 into 30 will give me 330. 7 into 40 will give me 280. 5 into 50 is 250. And 6 into 60 will give me 360. So add up this column, summation fi. So this will give me a total of say 35. And you find summation fi xi. So that will give me 1340. And the mean x is nothing but summation fi xi divided by summation fi, which is 1340 divided by 35. So the mean value is 38.28. A very simple problem. So we have two more problems which is very similar to this. So find the mean given the class interval, right? So this is the data given here. So you have the class interval in fi. So I need to find xi. So xi, how do you find? Take the sum of these two and divide by 2. So you get the mid value. Xi is 5 here. 10 by 2 is 5. 30 by 2 is 15. Or you just go on adding 10. 25, 35, 45 and 55. Right? So now we need to calculate fi into xi. So 7 into 5 is 35. 10 into 15 is 150. 23 into 25 is 575. Next, 51 into 35 is 1785. Next, 6 into 45 is 270. And 3 into 55 is 165. Now find the summation fi. So when you add up all, you get 100. And here when you add up summation fi xi, so make sure that you do the addition carefully, you get 2980. And what is mean? Mean is summation fi xi divided by summation fi, which is 2980 divided by 100. So you get 29.8. So this is the mean value. So the last problem, you need to find the mean number of trees grown per house. So you have the class interval 0 to 2 trees, you have one house. Next 2 to 4, 2, 4 to 6, 1, 6 to 8, 5, 8 to 10 is 6. So first find xi. Xi is 2 plus 0 by 2, which is 1. So go on adding 2. You get 3, 5, 7 and 9. Find summation fi. So you get 6 plus 5 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It is 1, 5. Then find fi xi. 1 into 1 is 1. 2 into 3 is 6. 1 into 5 is 5. So 7 5s are 35. And 9 into 6 is 54. So find summation fi xi. So you find the sum of this, you get 101. So what is the mean? Mean x bar is summation fi xi divided by summation fi, which is 101 divided by 15. So I get the value is 6.734. So this is the answer. So we have solved a few problems given in the previous papers, and this has been released by the DDPI Davangere to help the students who are taking up the current SSLC examination to view the solution of the current 10th SSLC model paper 1 and 2, to view the solution of the current model paper which has been released by the SSLC board, both the model papers 1 and 2. I have solved the entire paper. The links for both the model papers have been given in the description, and also to find the problems, the extra problems which have been solved for all the other chapters, make sure that you go through the description. So the links have been given there. So do not forget to keep practicing problems. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and press the bell icon to get notifications of all the further uploads. And let me again wish you all the very best to all the students taking up the SSLC examination. And thanks for watching.